Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Okay, so we all know the digital medium is great. It's awesome. All of the different tools come with endless possibilities, but that can be part of the problem. With so many possibilities, sketching digitally can easily become daunting and more time-consuming than it really needs to be. So, I want to talk about some things that I've done that have made sketching digitally a little bit easier and a little more natural. Okay, first, I want to say that the digital tools available to you are amazing, so don't feel like I'm giving you a list of rules of what you can and can't do. More, I'm just trying to give a guide if you struggle with digital sketching. By the way, I'm working in Procreate on a digital sketchbook I made to make sketching feel a little more like actually sketching and not get so tempted to finish every sketch and make it way too detailed, and to also make it so that I'm just not pressured by this big blank canvas. There's already something here and it looks like a sketchbook and my brain automatically goes, oh, we're sketching. First, I want to say, try not to overwork your sketch. Yes, I know, easier said than done, but before you disregard this point, listen to some of the tips I have that can make not overworking your sketch a little bit easier. Okay, I know this is going to be a hard one, but try not to hit undo. I'm not saying never hit undo. Undo is great, and for most of us, it's very automatic just to hit undo, especially if you're working on an iPad, it's just right by your thumb. But I'm saying, try to be more satisfied and confident in your lines, and when you don't like them, maybe switch to the eraser tool if you want a more natural experience. Undo is a great tool, but when you're sketching, you don't necessarily want to be redrawing the same line for 20 minutes, because it's just not that important. Sketching is about experimenting and getting your creativity working. Next, you may want to hide the menus. Procreate can do this, and I'm sure other softwares can too. If not, try to pretend they're not there. This is just to keep focused on sketching and not get lost in the different brushes and layer modes. Which brings me to my next point. Layers. When you're sketching, it might not be the most profitable or efficient to use multiple layers for one sketch. I know we all love keeping everything separate and organized just in case something goes wrong, but I don't think you want to do that when you're sketching. I would say stick to 2, for one for the sketch and one for other pops of colors if you're adding it. If you can do both on one layer, then that's great, good for you. I can't. I personally like to use Procreate Page Assist. This makes it so each layer is a new page. If you aren't using Procreate, just treat each layer as a page by turning up all the other layers except the one you're on. Okay, next is try not to be too precious with your sketching. This can be so hard to do. Like, I know I want to make each sketch look exactly how I envisioned it, or exactly like the reference photo I'm using, or I want to interpret it in a certain way, and it's just not working. But with sketching, sometimes it's more beneficial just to let the ugly sketch exist and move on to the next one instead of making it perfect. And honestly, it's kind of fun to go back through a sketchbook or go through Procreate and see all the weird, ugly little things that you've made, and sometimes it can be fun. Also, sometimes using a small canvas for sketching is a good idea. That way you can't get too detailed. Or, if you're anything like me, you'll zoom in and try to color every single pixel perfectly. Which I have been so guilty of in the past, but I've gotten a lot better about not doing that. Maybe try super messy sketching, not working on anything for longer than a few minutes. Just scribble down those thoughts and ideas, getting as many down on the canvas as you can. This way you can get a lot of things down fast and pick the one you like the most and explore it further. I like doing this with positions of characters. You just throw a bunch of messy poses down and then you can pick the one that seems like the most likely to work, and then you can explore that further, kind of adjusting smaller aspects of the pose. Sometimes I like to do color blocking instead of using lines, just to switch things up. This is a fun way to create compositions or give your sketch page more variety. It also gives the illusion of a more finished sketch without taking any more time, so that's fun. So in conclusion, the main thing to remember is that they are just sketches, not finished pieces. It's sometimes hard to just let a sketch be since there are endless edits you can make digitally. You can constantly be tweaking it, but that's not necessarily a good thing. One thing to think about is that doing all the details in a sketch will make it take longer, and you'll most likely just have to do them again if you want to make it into a finished piece. So why not save the fun part of doing details for a finished painting? Me personally, doing sketching and then the details of a painting are like my most favorite thing of art. That and color adjustments digitally, those are so satisfying. I have struggled with digitally sketching in the past, and I still do from time to time. Occasionally, when nothing is turning out properly on screen and it becomes so frustrating, I just pick up a pencil and sketch the old-fashioned way. I think it's good to diversify what you make art with because so many skills can be transferred from medium to medium, and it's always good to explore different creative avenues. Sometimes it's just nice to use a real pencil or pen and feel the grain of the paper. In the end, these are just some things that I've done that helped my digital sketching. Everyone sketches and paints differently, and different art styles call for using different tools and methods for generating ideas. So if these don't work for you, don't be discouraged. You can always find other ways to sketch, or honestly, just picking up a sketchbook and a pencil and sketching traditionally can sometimes just be the best way to generate ideas. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. I hope you found these tips helpful, and see you in the next one.